you can be a badass all day, have the money, the car, the status, and the willingness to help someone, take it to the next level. But if they're not willing or ready or have the right mindset to, step up there with you, there's nothing you can do. And that goes to that. It's out of your control.
Let's talk about our mentors. So I'm not sure, do you have any mentors, or like, are there people who have, been guiding you, even if it's just like, a conversation once every 3 months or so? But like, yeah.
Yeah. So I do have a few mentors in mind. Do you want me to go in a chronological order?
I don't know. I mean, you can just like, so I want to talk about, let's just talk about some of the knowledge, that they share with you. Let's say one or two things. I know we could go on and on about, the things they share with us, but let's just pick one or two that come to mind that a mentor has shared with you.
Let's see. So I'll start with my favorite mentor of all time. Her name is Star Crenshaw.
Mhm.
And yeah, she really, shaped my life. She got me out of the, local small-minded mentality. And she took me to reach out to Harvard and Stanford and NYU and all those colleges. So she took me from a major level, and she made me really, how do you say, think bigger,
Mm-hmm.
and to, know what you can do. And, one thing that she actually did is, in order to, uh, be, or I guess, in order to be who you want to be, you have to see who they actually are. Actually, be in the mix, to like actually see it to believe it, if you will. So, she actually exposed me to who I wanted to be. She set up six, uh, prominent people of color in the area who were crushing it. And
Mm-hmm.
she said, you need to see who you will be in order to actually make it. So you can actually inspire that shared vision. So she helped me do that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and, to really step into my greatness. So I will always thank her for that. And hopefully she'll be able one of my speeches in the future. And then my second mentor, Jim Austin. He taught me a lot. He was my real estate mentor. So Star was my life mentor. Jim was my, real estate mentor and slash, Texas dad.
Mm-hmm.
And he really taught me to invest in your community, to always, be around the community, invest and inspire each other, grow. And, he's the owner of the National Western Heritage Multicultural Museum. So, he believes in the Black cowboys, or, Black and Hispanic cowboys, and growing them, and, educating them across the board. So he really took me through that to make sure that I knew enough about every single thing so I can pass knowledge on to everyone else. But the biggest thing was always invest in your community so you can grow together.
Okay, those are good. Some good points, both of those. All right.
Very general, but those are the main two.
So my first person who helped me this year, her name is Imagine. She's been on my podcast before earlier. I'll probably upload some of her past videos in the near future. But well, the one thing she taught me is I have to learn how to surrender. And
That's a good one.
I think it kind of comes with, my desire to want to control everything, my desire to want to, just be, the pilot for everything that I steer, I guess, in life. And so that's kind of been, first I kind of had to process what that means and what does it mean to, surrender. And I think about a really weird example. So I'm not really a dog person. So my biggest, the one example that I think of is just the one reason I'm not a big dog person, because I don't like when they lick me all over. That's really drives me.
I feel you.
Yeah, so just like, oh, stop. It's like, all this dog slapping. And so I remember I just thought about if I went over my uncle's house. My uncle has like this huge dog. He's basically like a wolf. And like he just licks you all over. And I was just like, so surrender, like when I go to someone's house and just let their dog just, lick me all over. It's like, oh, even though I hate it that bad. Or like, or is it like in a relationship, or is it like, so I'm still trying to process it little by little and trying to apply that example to different areas of my life. So I think going into this next year, I'll definitely, continue that, what's it called? That procedure. But the last thing that his name is Hassan Harb. I actually met him when I was in Texas. He actually lives not far out, not too far out of Houston. Wonderful
Okay,
guy.
cool.
And he talked to me about, the what is it? The meaning of life is balance. And
Mm,
so I notice one thing whenever I feel, we'll say, uncomfortable with the situation, or I get anxiety, or if like I'm kind of overworked in this area, or I'm getting burned out, it's more or less a sign that there's an imbalance of something. And so he kind of shared with me a list of 7 things, kind of outlining, these are the 7 areas, 7 or 8, 7 areas that you need to hit every day, even if it's just like a little bit, but you need to hit these every single day. I forgot all of them, but I know it's like family is one of them. Working out is one of them. Taking time for yourself. Family part. I think I said that already. But there's about 3 or 4 more that I forgot to mention. But and ever since then, I noticed whenever I feel like I've done enough of something, I take a break from it, or I just take like a little 2 minute, 2 minute period to just take a deep breath and like, all right, maybe you're kind of getting overworked from this area. And it really has helped me
mhm.
balance out, just with my life and like knowing when, I'm getting overworked from something, whether it's, from talking to a person, whether it's, an activity that I'm working on, whether it's, me reading, whether it's me watching TV, whether it's me, let's say, multiple things. So that's definitely been very pivotal in my life. And I've tried to apply it in different areas. I don't always hit it every time, but now I'm more aware of whenever I'm feeling, out of place, like how I can just, all right, let's, turn the gears, let's do something else.
I know that we chatted about our mentors teaching something. What have you taught yourself, or what are the top 2 things you learned about yourself this year through 2021?
Mm, top 2 things. Ooh. So the first one I would say is I have to learn how to stop being perfect.
That was mine. Hmm.
Yeah, perfection, and one of the things that my other mentor told me, imagine is, perfection is almost like a race that has no finish line,
Mm,
because you just keep going and going and going, and like it's just, it's maintenance. You have to always maintain this image and, this persona, and it's like it's taxing and it takes a while, and it's just like, you're always balancing this thing. But it depends on, if your need to be perfect if you have to compensate your authenticity for perfection, then it's just gonna burn you out. And so perfection is one of them. The second one I learned about myself is, um I have to learn how to, let's see, for myself. Mm, okay, not everyone is going to understand.
hmm.
And, I've had to deal with that for a long time, but now I just like, my lifestyle is very alternative. I don't live, a traditional lifestyle. I live a very alternative. I look for, always another choice to do something. And, that's just how I live. But I think sometimes when you share your life, or if you have others in your life who are not going to understand your life, or maybe they don't agree with it, sometimes it will give them anxiety and they'll blame it on you. And so I've noticed that, you can't share everything with people. You just got to do what you have to do. Not everyone is going to understand. That could be your family members. That could be your
Hmm.
best friend. That could be your job. That could be someone at a cafe who you just randomly met. And I think it's just important to be able to, use, a good sense of discernment, who to share things with, who's actually going to receive the things that you're sharing, because, not everything you present is like, receivable for some people, because they can't, because they think they can't imagine themselves doing it. And so, in that sense, it's like, oh no, they're like, then they don't agree. So I would say just understanding that not every I can't don't try to explain everything to everyone. Everyone isn't going to always understand or comprehend, or maybe they don't have, they don't have the ability to even receive it. So
Mm.
yeah.
Those are good. Let's see. My 2, and I have many that
Mhm.
I learned. Everything happened in June. That was the pivot month for my entire
Okay.
growth period.
All right.
Um, but definitely one is to stop trying to be perfect, because even at my last job, and this was the main thing,
Mhm.
I was Mr. Perfect and still lost.
Mm. Okay.
That was the main ego blow. I did everything right, looked right, cut my hair short because I had long curls, long, luscious curls.
Mm-hmm.
And I cut them. So when it's look the part, be the part, speak the part,
Mm-hmm.
everything was perfect, cookie cutter perfect. And I still lost.
Mm-hmm.
But I ended up winning. Like it was a loss to me because I did everything right and still lost, but I ended up winning in the end.
Mm-hmm.
So losing that, fake persona or fake or perfect persona because
Mm-hmm.
not everyone's going to like you. Not everyone needs to like you, and not everyone needs to understand, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So what you said really resonated with me because I'm right there with you
Mm-hmm.
all damn day.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one, man, I would say learn to just let go of what you can't control,
Mm-hmm.
because like then that eliminates mental stress on you. Like, like I had to learn that some things I can't control, whether it be friends or family or emotions or certain things. And once I learned to let that stuff go, I've been able to breathe easier every single day. Every single day. I'm like, it's okay. I'm more easygoing because if I can't control it, I'm good. I can only, control what I can control. And if it's out of my hands, it's out of my hands. And that's okay. And I just breathe easier knowing that I've done whatever I can. And if I can't control it, that's it. God, it's up to God at this point.
Yep. Amen. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Tagging on to that as well. I've recently had to realize that within the last month. A friend of mine, I don't always agree with her decisions.
Hmm.
And I think it's because, I think I want to change her, or I wish she would do the things that, would benefit her, because she more or less keeps putting herself in the hole. But also I had to realize that it's her life, it's her decisions. Me being mad is not going to change, her, it's not going to change anything. So I'll just like, it's not that I don't want to seem like I don't care, but at the same time, it's like, is it worth me, wasting all this energy on something that is out of my hands? So
Hmm.
yeah, going back to your point, I'm there with you as well. I'm there with you as well.
And it's good that you said that, because I actually posted something on Instagram the other day, saying that people who well, I look, you can be a badass all day, have the money, the car, the status, and the willingness to help someone, take it to the next level. But if they're not willing or ready or have the right mindset to, step up there with you, there's nothing you can do. And that goes to that. It's out of your control. And I had to experience two of those instances this year where I had to, leave people where they're at and accept them for where they are, who they are, and their mindset, and just kind of walk away, because that's something I can't control. And I have to, not waste any energy on that and focus the energy on myself to build who I want to be.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, exactly. And the things that you might be sharing with them, it could just be, maybe you're just planting a seed. Within
Hmm.
like 2-3 years, it might, it'll grow into something. But for right now, it's like, yeah, there's nothing you can do at that point. So I get you there.